Hello, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. And this week on the old Magic Roundabout, we got a Dinky Toys Ford Taunnus. There we go. Yep, nice little wagon. Yeah, Taunnus, I think it's just the German version. Don't know that much about them. I'll have a look at a bit of research while we're doing it anyway. So, here we go, Ford Taunnus. I'd just like to welcome all of new friends of the channel. Welcome aboard, thank you very much for joining. And welcome back all the old friends of the channel, all old faithfuls. Thanks for your support, it's really appreciated. Really is. Okay, that being said, let's get on with it. Let's get it on the bench, get the tools out and rip it apart. Right, let's have a look at this Ford Dinky Toys Ford Taunnus. Yeah, it's a bit of a Cortina shape to it, isn't it? Yeah, Cortina cross Corsair, that with them lights at the back there. Anyway, here we have it. This is in like a yellow and white, red interior, doors open, seats move backwards and forward. Well, seat backs tilt. That's cool. No door cards because it doesn't have them, so that's all right. Bumpers just fell off. Look at that. Okay, that's because I drilled it already. All right, bonnet opens, boot opens. No bodies in the boot. Cool. Right, it does have, and it's missing, a button underneath there, a little piece of plastic. So when you push down on the front, it pops the bonnet like that. Well, not as far up as that. It just pops it so you can get your finger underneath it. So I'm going to have to make a replacement of that. That's it. The front bumper is pretty clean. Nothing broken on it, which is pretty good. So is the back bumper, so we're lucky. The tyres look alright, and these look like, I'll pop one off in a bit and we'll see whether they're 12s or 15s. Okay, right, anyway, there's one post at the front. I've drilled that out already. So just lift it up, pull it out. There's a tag on the back, as you can see. This suspension, so we can pop them out of there. Pop them out of there. I'll get a tub in a second. It's well rusty in here. Well rusty in here. Yeah. I'm not going to take that out. There's no need. It'll clean up. Okay. The outside of the base is pretty good. Number 154. Let me just turn around a second and get a tub. There you go, a tub. Good job I like Chinese, isn't it? Right, let's get these tyres off. There we go, yeah. And we'll just get the tyre chart out, the tyre thing out, and we'll have a look, see where we are. 15, 14, 13. Let's try 12. Yeah, these actually, a 12, a little bit tight, 13, too big. That's 13mm diameter, the hole, and that's too big. It's just falling through. So you probably get away with a 12. 12's tight, 13 slack. Yeah. There's a 15, so you can see the difference between that and a 15. There you go. I mean, they used the 15 and 12mm gauge, but if you go back far enough for Dinky and Corgis, obviously they were Imperial at the time. So they've got to get the newest ones. So tyres, yep, we're coming off. We can use them, so that's pretty good. Don't need replacements for them. We don't need to grind the axles off, because I think these would be, because there's no thing. So I imagine if you wanted to get them off, you'd have to pull them off, but there's no thing for you to put your puller in for a start off. And there's no axle coming through the end, so I wouldn't bother. I'd leave them as they are. I'm not even going to put them in the caustic soda because that's a very light aluminium. You can feel it. It's not heavy. It's not plastic, but it's very light aluminium. And I think if you chuck it in a caustic and boil the water, you'll kill them. So polish up, wire brush. Right, get on. Bumper, front bumper just comes off. Lift and separate. There you go. Just get that in the cleaner. Put that in the oven cleaner. Get rid of all that old chrome off there. Back bumper is the same, just lifts off. There you go. Here we'll get this de-chromed. Interior, whether it will come out without the doors opening or not. So we'll open the doors. Sometimes the interiors come out with the doors closed and some you have to have them open. Well, that door just dropped out. And that door just drops out. And there we go, and there she goes. Interior, that's a bit of mank in it. It's going on the, that's going the ultrasonic. There you go, seat back's working. Very good. Yeah, these doors, they just, the basic door, they just fit in around that corner. Just fit in like that. And the interior part there holds it in place. You'll see when we put it back together again. So that's the doors. Boot just fell out, so it's just suspended there. Pretty basic stuff. Same with the bonnet. The glass. Now that's strange, that, because it's not a mushroom. It's not a mushroom. But what they've done, if you get a close up, I'm not waffling again, but I need you to have a look at this. See the glass? It's got those like crosses coming out of it. And what they've done that, and then they've pushed this glass over that peg, and to hold it in place. But it's still created a crack. All right, and I tell you, if I was to push that out of there, I'll be very, very lucky to get that out without breaking it. Yeah, very, very lucky. So I'm going to have to get my hot solder gun on that and get that out of there. You've seen it, we do that before. Just heat the hot solder gun up, bang it in. I've noticed there's a little bit of a crack in the window there. I'm not sure quite what's going on with that, whether it's gone right way through. You can just see some stress cracks in there. It's a shame. That's a shame. But we'll continue on. Get it best we can. Right. Get the window out. Caustic soda time. Ultrasonic. Right, that's your Taunnus. All the paint stripped off. There again, a yellow. Bit difficult to get off, but it come off. Okie doke. So that's all right. Base is all cleaned up. Doors, bonnet, everything that's all cleaned up, ready for primer. Right, now, if you remember, when I was stripping this down, as you saw, it hadn't been opened. Hadn't been opened at all. And you saw me take the tyres off. These are the tyres. And this, let me zoom in a little bit so you can get. And these were the wheels. Okay. As you can see, never been tampered with. And they don't come off. And you saw me open it from a fresh. So it was new and it had these tyres on it. Okay. Right. Now, this is the thing. I was looking, because I went to get another glass, and I thought I had another one of these kicking about somewhere in my box, and I did find it. So I took the glass out of it, because the bumpers were all knackered on the other one, but have a look at this. I'll just zoom out a bit, you don't need to be any close to this. Now this has got white wall tyres on it, wheels on it, and there are the hollow tyres with the white plastic wheels and a hubcap. All right, now, so I thought, hello, something not right here. How come mine one's got different hubs on it? And it hasn't been tampered with, as you know, as you saw. So I went on to Google Images, see if I could find one with the with this hub on it. Couldn't find one anywhere. Searched high and low, couldn't find one. Couldn't find a picture, couldn't find information. So I went to my big book of Dinky I've got, like similar to Corgi one, and it lists everything. Couldn't find one with this on it. All of them were this one, including the green one they did, green and white one I did for the Palazzi Foreign Police Force. All got the white wheel on it. None had this on it. So that's the quandrum. I looked in the catalogues, nothing. Looked in all the books that I personally got, couldn't find any with that hub on it. So I know there's a lot of people out there who've been doing this a lot longer than I have. So if anybody could let me know if they've seen or got one with this hubs on it and not these. These seem to be the ones what kicking about. They only did this for a couple of years, and they only did it in this yellow and white, apart from the green one, police one, foreign police one. So really don't know. So anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this chassis. I'll use these wheels and hubs, clean them up and use them on this one. Okay, and then put these other ones, wheels and hubs and tires, back on the knackered one. I say it's knackered, the body's all right. It's just a bump at the front and it's missing a big chunk out of it. So this is what I'm going to do. So anybody knows any information, please let me know. I know there'll be somebody out there who's you know, knows what they're talking about, rather than me. And then we'll see, because everything's the same. Chassis, number, plate, everything's the same. Identical. No different writing on it, no different pattern numbers, no nothing. Yeah, everything's identical, except there's just different hubs on it. Okay. Even the patent numbers the same. 902 N34 ends in 812. So there you go. Right. This one in the meantime, white primer. Get the yellow. This is it then. The old Taunnus all painted. Roof painted white. Yeah, this yellow I've used because the yellow on the Taunnus wasn't a bright yellow like the fire engine I just did, anything like that. It was more of a dull down paler yellow. So what I used was this Halford's Premier yellow. Nearest I can get. See, look, £3. This is the end of range. If you're in Halford's, check out their spray cans on the bottom rack. Sometimes they have these for £3 each. Yeah, just check to make sure they're full, because some of them have only are full, but it's normally their end of range. Sometimes you go in there and they've got about quite 10, 15 of these different colours. I usually grab a load, an armful when I'm in there. But sometimes they go in, they got none, but it all depends. So yeah, Robot yellow. I've done all the boot and the doors are all done. The doors, but the bonnet, unfortunately, I was lacquering it last night. Well, yesterday afternoon, and it pinged out the tweeter things, dropped on the floor. I thought, oh no, so I had to rub it down, wet and dry it down with some 250, and I've just repainted now. It's over there drying, waiting for the lacquer. So what I'm going to do now, yeah, I blacked out, put a wash in the black grill there. I've done this with a Molotov because these are all plastic. So I thought, well, I'll do it a Molotov pen because it's all basically one lump of chrome. The original's got a thin line of body paint underneath there, but you ain't going to get it with the overriders there anyway. So I've done that, and the back bumper. The glass is all done, the interior is all done. And I got the wheels back on purely because I didn't want to get them mucky. So I've cleaned the wheels up and what have you. Put them back on with new tyres. Okay. Whilst I remembered to put them under the spring and not over like I did last time. If you want a lowered look, do that. So what I'm doing now, I'm going to paint a bit of black on this engine. Just paint a bit of black around that engine. Do an aluminium cap. Just give it a bit of colour, that's all. Without chipping it. So I've got some paint. I'm using the Revel Aqua Black, matte black, at the minute. So we're going to have a go at that. Let's get my chair a bit nearer so I can see what I'm doing. Looking over the camera, as you do. Move that out of the way. Shift that. I'll give that a little bit larger up a bit so you can see. There you go. Right, so let's give it a bit of black. Probably want a couple of coats that's gone over a varnish. We should be alright with this. Should be alright with that. I don't like the silver engines. I think they look a bit pants, to be honest with you. If you've got an opening bonnet, I suppose you're alright when you're children, I suppose. It's, oh yeah, look at that. It's got an engine in it. I don't quite know who designs the engines in these things, but they're not that accurate. Yeah, so that's what we're doing with this anyway. Just so you got a little bit of colour under the bonnet. That's what we're doing here. Tell you what, it's a Tuesday, beginning of September, and it's flipping hot. 28 degrees today, they reckon. But luckily in this shed of mine, I've got a huge great tree just outside the window here, and it gives me shed a bit of shade, which is nice. But I can't cut it back. Well, I can cut it back, but because it's a protected tree, and I'm not allowed to chop it down, so I can't touch it. I could trim the branches back a bit, which I have done, but it comes in handy sometimes. Don't ask me what sort of tree it is, I ain't got a clue. All I know is it's got a preservation order on it. I do like to see trees, because on some of these places now, some of these new housing estates, you don't get any trees. Got a wispy bit there on my brush. Could trim that off in a second. Well, I'm going to carry on doing that, and I'll show you when it's finished. Right, here we go. Got all the bumpers done now. Decided to break up the big block of chrome. Blacked in the grille. Painted the headlights with the silver. Go against the back of the Molotov pen, which looks quite nice. Did the black to the rubber overrider at the front. Yeah, so it looks a bit better than just a plain block of chrome. The back bumper, I'll put in the overriders and a little red, there's a little red marker lights at the back, and also, I don't know if you can see it, but just there is one of them plastic stick-on jewels. Now if you look, I'm going to try and put a picture up in a minute, and you'll see the back of one of these, and quite a few of them had this, it looked like a fog light there, and I saw it on a Google image. I thought, oh yeah, I'll stick that on, and I thought, I got one of those, so I might make use of it. So that just breaks up all that chrome, doesn't it? And I've had, this is the repainted bonnet, because it was when I dropped it, it was all over there, you know, fluff off the carpet, and you're surprised what crap can pick up when you drop a wet painted thing on it. So that's all done. So right now we're all done. Engine details done. Not a great lot in there, just a little bit just to give it colour. Indicator lights at the back are done. Indicator lights at the front are done. So it's assembly time now. So I'm going to get the magic carpet out and then we'll get this thing assembled, put it to bed. This is take 4 on this flipping thing. And all to do with this red bit here. This is what's caused me the problem. Trying to get it to sit right. So I'm going to try again. I had to walk away from it. I'm going to have a cup of tea and a smoke. So I'm going to come back and give it another go. It's really doing me head in. I need a bit of this blue tack. Right, windscreen's in. Back bumper's on. Bonnet's on, right? It's been apart that many flipping times. Let's get the boot in place. Yeah, for some reason it just gave me some problems. And I thought I had it fixed, and then it didn't. It snapped it. Right, okay. Interior in before the doors. Okay. Let's get these doors on. I've had to take the paint off the back of the hinges of these, so they will go in a bit easier. We hope. That's a bit easier, that one. Because they can be a bit of a pain if you don't get them right, these. This one's a bit tricky. That's got it. So that's all secure in there. This is where the problem arises. I get this bit, no problem. And it's getting this onto there. Oh dear. I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Right, let's try it again. It's going through the window. It's not going right this time. Need to put that in. It's going through the window. If it's not going through. It looks like we might have had success. Let's try it. Oh, come on, you little toe rag. Yeah. Okay. Right, we got lift and separate going on. I've got to put a little bit of paint on there because I've chipped it by taking it apart that many times. That's squared up. I want to come down a bit. Right. Let's get a bit of super duper in here, at long last. This should have been done hours ago. But you know, it's one of them things. When you're doing jobs like this, everything goes along swimmingly, and all of a sudden, bang, something don't go right. That doesn't go right. And then all of a sudden, it could be the simplest of things, or it could be the hardest of things. And then you're stuck. Right, that's it now. It ain't coming apart again. That's for sure. I could have showed you the unedited version or whatever, but I'm afraid the language and the cursing was not good. My missus said, "What on earth's going on?" And I said, "Don't come in here." And she knew better and cleared off. So there you go, done. I'm just gonna let this dry off a bit, and I want to touch up the bit there on the monotone pen and a little bit there on the monotone pen where I've been taking it apart and put it back together again a few times, and it's just slightly worn because that monotone pen does that. So apart from that, hang on, that ain't monotone. Oh, I didn't press that, didn't I? got it mixed up. There we go. Apart from that, we're done. So just a little bit on there, just a little bit. Just on the edges there. And we'll be done. That's it. That's all we need. Okay, catch you on the magic. This is what we started with. Dinky Toys Ford Taunnus. Play one, scruffy. Lost all its shine. It's a sad state. So, now we can see what we've done with it. See how it turned out. Have a look at this. Have a look. Here we are then. All done and dusted. Ford Taunnus by Dinky. In a yellow and a white. It's showing up really yellow on this camera, but it's not. It's a pale, it's like I showed you that primrose, primelia yellow, so it's a bit paler. I don't know why the camera does that. I'm not a photographer, I couldn't tell you. But yeah, we're all done. We had a lot of problems with that little stupid little red thing at the bottom, but we've got it sorted now. Yeah, so we're all done. The interior is in, engine's a bit of detail in it, doors open and closing, bit of extra detail on the grille at the front. But yeah, so we're all done. Boot down now, door shuts. There you go. So yeah, we'll do some outside shots at the end of this video. A couple of photos. You'll probably see a difference in the colour then when it's outside. So be happy, be lucky, and enjoy whatever you're doing. And I'll see you next week with another restoration to see what we're going to do next week. So hang on for the outside shots, and I'll see you again shortly. Bye for now.